Shall we head to my favorite planet in the galaxy? The planet of good vibes. 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 It's time!
All right.
I love humanity. I think it's great.
It's all good, man. I think the word you're searching for is Space Ranger.
The Hamm Planet Podcast.
And as promised, the show must go on, ladies and gents. So we are blasting back into the galaxy of good vibes in approximately 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Top of the morning, folks. Good afternoon and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Hamm Planet Podcast. I'm your host, Peter Hamm, and if you're new to the podcast, the Hamm Planet Podcast is all about three things. Simple as that. Good vibes, great people, and glorious stories. So if you can support that, please make sure to subscribe for vibes. We have Miss Katie Mikles, part 2, coming in hot. And we had an awesome show. And we are going to pick right up where we left off. So, back to it. You just want to be maximally happy about their gift that they're giving. Because, like, I've worked with companies and people who it's like, oh, we have to pay $3,000 a month. Fucking sure. Like, not a big deal. To me, that's a lot. And like, the thing that makes just everything better is when they have confidence in who you are, and they, most importantly, see your appreciation for what you're bringing to the table and for the opportunity to work with them.
So good.
One of my favorite things to say is, I'm thankful for the opportunity to work with you. And not always just, that gets them.
It makes all the difference. It does to just be genuine and be thankful for the opportunity. Like, it's so key. And we're how old are you? 26? 27?
26.
Okay, I'm 27. So we're right at that cusp of like, this is the time where like we're building different habits and mindsets and like setting ourselves up.
Yeah. We're in a defiant chapter of our lives. I feel like we can either be average, good, or great. And we can
good is the
that.
enemy of great. I literally have that on the sticky note right here. Good is the enemy of great.
It is the enemy. Be great, because we only have great people on the Hamm Planet Podcast and glorious stories.
This is the song.
Ladies and gentlemen, how the hell are ya? Hope you're doing great. It's a great evening with Peter Hamm and the one and only Miss Katie Mikles. We are about to go into the going deep question, and we're fired out.
That was so good.
And we're fired out. Shout out Family Feud. Shout out Steve Harvey.
I was not expecting that song. I'm so here for it.
He's an inspiration.
He actually is.
But ladies and gentlemen, we are now entering the legendary, or actually, we will soon be entering the legendary Would You Rathers. But prior to that, we will be entering the going deep questions with the one and only Miss Katie Mikles. Katie, are you ready, ma'am?
I'm ready.
We are going to start with some value of life questions. And our first question is here. Katie, are you ready?
Yes.
Katie, is our ultimate purpose in life to procreate and raise children? I'll answer them as well, but I'll go after you.
Okay, we can take turns going first.
Fair enough.
Or?
That's it.
Oh, I thought there was an or. Like, what's the other part?
It's a yes. It's a yes or no.
No. I just feel like that's simply a no for me. What about you?
I don't feel like it's our ultimate purpose. So my answer is no. I don't feel like it's our ultimate purpose, but I do feel like it is a very valiant purpose.
And this is coming from you that has a daughter. So you have to remember, I'm over here, no kids. So like for me, of course, I'm like, probably not, because that's not part of my equation yet. So I'm so curious coming from you as a dad, how that changes your perspective on this question.
It's a tricky question because I do feel like hands down, the most important thing in my life that feeds my happiness and legacy is being a good father. Like that's number one. And then if I do that, everything else falls into place. But is my ultimate purpose in life to procreate and raise children? No. But do I feel like
it feeds into your purpose?
Yeah, it's a primary factor. So moving on to question number 2 of going deep. We'll get our professor glasses on.
Getting smart.
Getting smart. IQ was just raised by 50 points.
I can see it.
Katie.
But can I feel it?
I hope so. Katie, do we have a moral or ethical duty to perpetuate the human race?
Define perpetuate.
I believe that would mean to help the human race continue to flourish.
I would say that is a big yes. We could go really deep into how maybe we are selfishly doing that. I think there's a lot of areas we could improve on and find balance in the systems. But I think everything's meant to have a circular system. Like we're meant to use it like everything once. And I think we do it. I think we perpetuate humans maybe in a way that is not sustainable. But I do think that the human race was put here by God to be here.
Actually.
So I think the human race is very important.
So our answer is yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, I'm a yes on that as well. This is a discussion question that we have here, Katie. Question number 3 of the Going Deep segment. Katie, are all lives equally valuable?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes. Next question. Katie, we're scooting and booting along. Oh, here we go. We have a pretty long one. Katie, are you ready? Question number 4 of the Going Deep segment.
I'm ready.
Imagine that you and your spouse have 2 beautiful children through IVF, which I think means in vitro. You also wind up with 3 extra embryos. You decide that the right thing to do is to donate these embryos to other couples who want to get pregnant. Over the next 30 years, you and your spouse become successful entrepreneurs and make 100 million. Upon your death, you leave your fortune to the 2 children that you and your spouse raised together. So your children are surprised when a lawyer reaches out to them saying that he represents one of the former donated embryos, now an adult, as your biological child. This person believes they have claim to your estate. So the question is, does this person, your former donated embryo, have a valid claim?
For me, no, I don't think so, because that was a gift to another couple and they are raising that child. So I don't think so.
You know, this is a tough one for me because as a dad, as a dad who had a blessing in disguise, you know,
I love getting your perspective. I think it's so unique.
It's semi-similar. Thank you. The thing with the embryos is that truly is like a gift to someone else. But I gotta say they do have a valid claim because they share your blood. That's where I would stand. But that is an unusual question. Next question.
I respect and regard your answer.
Thank you, Katie. Here we have a great one. Katie, question number 5 of the Going Deep segment. If time travel were perfected, would you, Katie Mikles, go back in time and kill baby Hitler?
Oh my gosh. I don't think I could kill anyone. I just don't think I have it in me to kill someone. So
it'd be tough.
I mean, oh my gosh.
I'll just say I would personally.
Would I be part of like a scheme to do it, or like
anything outside of the question is up for interpretation?
I feel like I would be tried to be part of a scheme to maybe. That's hard. I don't think I could.
It's not saying like you got to go get a machete and decap. Next question. Katie. We are going to move to our AI questions.
I love that you love the AI questions.
They are, well, I don't know if I
explain to the audience what AI means.
AI, ladies and gentlemen, AI is artificial intelligence. It's what helps deliver those social media ads that are showing exactly what you want to buy. It's what continually updates the data on your map so that you have extremely accurate mapping. It's what Wolfram Alpha used when we were in high school. It is simply a lot of computers
becoming intelligent,
and they become intelligent by utilizing data and collecting that data and connecting patterns to certain occurrences. And if you're interested in what artificial intelligence can do, I highly recommend the movie AlphaGo. So,
never seen that.
You should watch it. Okay. It shows you a lot about how AI is scary as shit.
Okay, I will.
And it teaches you about how it can be used for the good. And it teaches you about the game of Go, which is an ancient Asian game, essentially like checkers, which I actually have right over here, which we can play when we're together. It's pretty.
Okay, we'll play checkers. Checkers.
It's kind of like checkers. Katie, question number 5. Question number 5 of the Would You Rathers of Question number 5 of the Going Deep section. Katie Mikles, is cyborgism the next inevitable step in the evolution of mankind?
Like robot humans.
Let's get a definition on cyborgism. Rick, can we get a definition on that?
Yeah, I
Rick,
got one coming up.
Rick, he's my drunk camera guy. He's oh, okay, he's asleep again. Okay. Cyborgism. Here we are. Cyborg is a blend of the words cybernetic and organism. Coined in the early 60s, this term refers to a human being physiological who. Let me back that up. Coined in the early 60s, this term refers to a human. One more time. Coined in the early 60s, this term refers to a human being whose physiological functions have either been added to and or upgraded via electronic or biochemical mechanisms / technologies / concepts.
I mean, are we already there, like with our cell phones? Like, I'm cool with it if it's outside of me. If it's inside of me, I'm like, eh. But is it inevitable? Is that the question?
Yeah. I don't think it is inevitable. I think there probably will be a lot of it'll be a hot topic, definitely, when we're like in our 60s and 70s. Like, can blank be utilized on blank?
I hope that humans just like have the insight to take it down and to destroy it if it gets to that point. Like, that's my hope. Like, I hope we preserve the human race.
I hope so too. We need to go back to flip phones. And
I miss flip phones.
I miss the
I
razor.
need my maps. I want my flip phone, but I want it to have maps on it, please.
Well, back then we had maps.com.
Physical maps. Oh yeah, printed off.
Like 17 pages just to go to your friend's house down the street. Okay. Here we go. Some of these questions have stories behind them, but here we found a great one. Question number 6 of the Going Deep with Katie Mikles segment. Are you ready for the question, Katie?
I am.
Which do you think is more likely? That there's a God or that we're living in a computer simulation? That one's easy. For me.
I mean, yeah. Me too. Obviously, we know what the answer is.
If you listen to the podcast, we're voting for God.
God.
Okay.
But I mean, in a way, there's comparisons, I guess, because it is his thing that he created. But I don't know if it's a computer simulation. He could have made it on a computer.
I bet God has a dope computer.
I bet. I mean, look at what he created. How cool.
He did a good job. Okay, Katie. We now have question number 7.
I think it's 7.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Is it better or worse if your partner cheated with someone of a different gender than you?
That's in the AI section?
No, this is in the honesty question. Honesty section.
I'm kind of happy to be out of the AIs. The AIs kind of like stress me out. I'm trying to show up for them. Okay. I would say it is
Better or worse is the two
for
options.
me. My reaction would be probably my initial reaction would probably be better, but my like long-term reaction might be like super concerned. So
Yeah, I'd be if I was a girl and my boyfriend fucked another guy, I'd be concerned.
I did have that happen once where I like witnessed a boyfriend flirting with another guy and was like, whoa, what's happening? Needless to say, we broke up.
One meant to be. I feel like a girl's answer versus a man's answer is kind of.
Well, what's your answer?
Mine would be better if a girl, if my girlfriend hooks up with another girl, I would be much less pissed off compared to if they hooked up with another guy.
Yeah, that's like what I'm thinking too. Like the threat feels different. Like it's not a direct threat to me. It's more just a confusion in their mental state, or like maybe they're curious.
Yeah. I've never had it happen, but I have been unfortunately cheated on the standard way for a boyfriend, girlfriend mess around. Only a few, because the smart ones didn't do that.
The smarties.
They were smart. But yeah, I would put better, because if a girlfriend cheats on me with another guy, I mean that's we're done after that. That's kind of my standard. It's kind of rough, but
I think it's fair.
It's fair. Ideally, you want to be with someone who doesn't entice that, but scooting and booting right along to our next question. We have moving to our next set of cards. There's like a.
I want a deck like this, but I want a deck that like leads you in like a positive direction. That's just like my personality.
I used to have one.
Like...
I left it at my friend's house.
But it's like, what do you want to do? Like, if you had like $1 million, something like that. These are more like bringing you down like the negative path, where it's like, oh damn. But it's good because you have to think about like, what if that happened?
They're juicy.
They're juicy.
People love juice. Okay, now we have the self cards. Never opened. Just now opened.
I see the plastic.
Plastic is there. Miss Katie Mikles. If we could cure war veterans of their PTSD by erasing their memories of serving in the military, should we? Yes or no?
Yeah. Yes.
I'd have to say yes. Yeah.
I just feel like,
is
why
rough.
not? And what in what world is like that a normal human experience? Like that's such a rough human experience. I think to be able to forget that.
Yeah.
But if you forgot and you came out of it with like a limb missing, that would be a little bit startling. But I think if they told you like, hey, like you agreed to this before, like you decided, I think if it was up to them and they could opt in, then it would be a great program.
Yeah. I would absolutely say yes, because I know a lot of vets who they'd love nothing more than that, because like it keeps them up at night, it haunts them. It's tough. God bless our troops.
Seriously, thank you for our freedom.
Thank you so much, guys and gals. Okay, Katie. Next question of the Going Deep segment. Imagine this scenario. In parentheses, if you ever studied philosophy, you might remember it. Exclamation point. Here we are. A ship sailed by the ancient Greek war hero Theseus is kept in a harbor as a museum piece. As the years pass, some of the ship's planks begin to rot and are replaced by new planks. Eventually, all of the planks in the ship of Theseus are replaced. The question is, at this point, is this still the same ship? Yes or no?
That's such a funny question. I would say yes, because like it's better to have the memory than rotting
Yep.
planks in the ocean. It's such a funny question.
Now, here's a slightly different scenario. A ship sailed by the ancient Greek war hero Theseus is kept in a harbor as a museum piece. As the years pass, the ship planks begin to rot. Instead of replacing the planks one by one, gradually over time, all of the planks are replaced at once. Is it still the same ship? I'd be kind of pissed off if that happened, but to me, yes, it's the same ship. One
My
piece at a
question
time.
is like, what's the alternative? Like no ship? Like
It's not you just a grumpy old man who shows up to the museum and you're like, oh, this shit ain't real.
I know. I'm like, okay, who is this question directed at? Like for me, I'm like, cool. It's like, I wonder if that's happened with that ship at Culver. What is that ship called? We have a ship at our boarding school. We're so fancy. We have a ship.
A royal ship.
Did you ever get to go on it? I don't know. I'm trying to remember if I did. I don't think so.
No, I was never prestigious enough.
Who got to go on it? I feel like some people, you could like buy it at the auction or something.
Yeah.
And yes, we also had an auction.
Yo, Culver knows what they're doing. Got to give it to him. Okay, here we go. This is going to be our last deep question of the historic first segment of Going Deep. And we are going deep with Katie Mikles. And here is our last question. Katie, are you ready?
Yes.
Imagine this. Humans developed the technology to do brain transplants. Your 60-year-old Aunt Sarah decides to switch brains with a 25-year-old woman. We know it's crazy, but just go with us for a minute. They have that in parentheses. Katie, is the 25-year-old body with Aunt Sarah's brain in it Aunt Sarah? Or is she a new / different person?
I would say it's a combination because your body holds.
So this is a 25-year. They're talking about the 25-year-old.
Okay, so I would say the 25-year-old is the lucky one because her body holds probably like less trauma from emotions, and she gets the wisdom of a 65-year-old. Is she Aunt Sarah? I would say yeah, she's probably an upgraded version of Aunt Sarah. I would say the 65-year-old body is kind of fucked because she has all the like trauma memories of going through her whole life, or maybe she lived a good life, so maybe not. But yeah, I guess I would say yeah, that she is Aunt Sarah.
I feel like the 25-year-old like hit the lottery if Aunt Sarah's got her shit
like
together.
A wise woman. Yeah
I hope we don't get into the brain switching shit in our lifetime. Definitely.
I know there's been like face transplants where they like transplant faces.
I get it if someone's like in a horrific burning scenario, but if you're not in one of those, like, don't be doing it just for cosmetic when you don't need it.
That just makes me want to like stay home and like avoid all burns.
Yeah. Don't get burnt, ladies and gents. But I'm not against, a little Botox. I got
a little Botox.
Me?
Did you get lip injections?
What the fuck? No.
You just said. You said I got a little bit of, and then you said lip injections.
Do I look like it? No.
You were alluding to it.
I've got some very close lady friends that have had their lips done, and although it's not a big deal to me, if they like it, it's not like a turn. It's not like, well, it is a turn off when they put way too much of that shit in there. I prefer none of it.
Yeah, all natural.
Yeah, I prefer all natural, but I'm not against it. Do what you want. Fake asses, though, I am against.
Really? I've seen some really good transformations on TikTok
Fake
where
asses?
they put it all from their belly and like have like not a lot of shape, and then it goes to their booty, and then so they take the actual fat and like transfer it. But yeah, it's a lot. I feel blessed to not have to worry about that.
So my saying in regards to that has always been, you buy the tits and you build the ass. Is that fair? Tits, you can't get bigger tits. Like I mean, I don't know. I'm far from an expert on this, but I feel like maybe I'm crossing the line, but I feel like a boob job is acceptable. Ass job, come on.
I don't know. I think a lot of guys think that they have opinions on that stuff, but then you encounter someone who has it done and you can't tell because it's a natural job, looking job, and then you like appreciate it. So I think it's all.
And then you're like, well, this is just masterful artwork now that I see it.
It's all relative, for real. Yeah. It really is.
Buy the tits, build the ass. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments below. If you don't, let us know why. Ladies and gents, what's good? It is Commercial Break Peter here to tell you that we are scooting and booting right along in the episode. So with that being said, we're back to the show.
Does anyone ever say your name like Family Guy, like Peter? Has anyone ever done that to you?
Yeah, people have.
Oh my gosh, that's like all I think of right now.
Oh, come on, Katie, please. I'm not that bad.
I'll spare you. No. It's just.
I love Peter Griffin.
Peter.
Peter, what are you doing? No, I love Family Guy. It's a compliment. Peter Griffin's a legend. Peter Griffin's a legend.
Peter Griffin.
Peter.
So I'm smoking my vape this whole podcast, but you're not smoking yours. So
I mean, I have been.
I'm gonna be. It's okay. I'm just thinking about the video, but it's all good.
The filter.
You've been smarter. I told myself before this podcast I wasn't gonna do it, but
and I'll minimize like the spots where we've done it a lot.
Where I'm smoking, you should put a little like heart come over my face. Just kidding.
I will try.
People will be like, "What's up with the heart on her face?" No, it's all good. It was my decision. I have free will.
And I mean,
and I took
you're not smoking crack.
Yeah, it's all good.
Like everyone out there, honestly, vapes.
Seriously, that's so true.
Like everyone. Okay, I'm getting a ranch water, and then we'll go into this.
We're taking it to midnight.
Yup. Shit, we're getting close.
10:15 p.m.
This is going to be the longest podcast I've ever had.
If anyone stays till the end,
well,
props.
What I'm thinking I'm going to do, Katie, is do.
I think you should cut the whole first episode. But maybe you've seen some good gems in there. But
there was some gems. Our first hour of it was really great. Like it really was.
The whole second part though.
Yeah. Well, after I smoked the reefer, we're cutting that.
Okay, good.
And I'll say this, I'm usually good with my reefer. Something just hit differently. Didn't sleep that much at night.
No judges.
No judges. Thank you. I felt I felt
It's like
kind
we
of,
can edit.
yeah, we can add it.
I was just hoping you were gonna post all of that, which is like not. It wasn't just you. Like I also like got like pretty drunk, and
You were good.
anyways, we're looking for both of our best interests.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, the first part was fantastic. It was 90% good, 10%. I could have done better. You were doing great the whole time.
That's what life is, though. You know, like it's okay.
So
It's not a throwaway.
It's not a throwaway. We have two different lists tonight, fresh off the press. We have the hard would you rathers or the deep would you rathers. Since
Hard
we
or
just
deep? Would you rather it
do
hard?
you like it hard or do you like it deep?
Gosh, it's funny.
Well, usually hard is the first thing you need to do.
How
before
can you go
deep.
deep without it?
You really can't. So
Oh my gosh.
we are getting hard and we are going into the hard Hamm Planet
Okay.
Podcast Would You Rather questions. Let me get
And
my
I come up
glasses
with
on.
mine from my brain, so know that I'm coming at you with some from my brain too.
Oh, you're gonna fire some back. Okay. Miss Katie, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. First question of the Hamm Planet Podcast, would you rathers? Katie, would you rather know the date of your death or the cause of your death?
Cause, for sure. Because then it's like,
I
but then I
agree.
might spend my whole life trying to like avoid that thing. But if
Yeah.
it was old age, I would be like, well, shit, that's inevitable.
Yeah. God, I hope it's old age.
It's definitely old age for us.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Do you want
What about you?
to go with one off the noggin? I would go with cause. I'd be
Cause,
scared.
yeah.
I'd be shitting in
The
my
date would be
shoes,
horrible.
waiting for the answer to what it would be. But like it'd be, I don't know, I'd be at peace. But if I knew the day, every day I'd be like, oh shit, we got 348 days, or we have 35,000 days. So
Okay, I have one. Okay, would you rather you have to be totally gothic for the rest of your life? So like jet black hair, like wearing black all the time, like a little sad face going on.
mascara.
Yes. No eyeliner. They don't wear mascara. Or would you rather have this like weird like webbing between your fingers that's like very obvious to everyone, and it's like it's cool because you can swim really fast, but like you have like this like total webbing between your fingers. I know, I come up with really great ones.
I'm going webbing.
Yeah.
I'm going webbing.
Maybe get a surgical procedure to remove the web.
I feel like that's cheating. No, I would keep the webbing, and I'd try and get really good at swimming with that shit. I'd be the fucking frog man.
Froggy Hamm.
Froggy Ham.
Froggy Hamm in the house. What's
Froggy
up?
Ham in the house. What's good? Okay. Scooting and booting right along. Froggy Ham
Froggy Hamm.
on the mic. Katie. Question number 2 of the Would You Rathers. Would you rather go blind or deaf?
I would say deaf, because I feel like there's a lot more advances in that technologically to like help out with that type of stuff versus if you're blind. It's like, damn. But I do know some blind people that have like developed like echolocation and have apparently found their inner vision from being blind.
I came across this girl on YouTube, and she is blind, but she has like an awesome YouTube channel. She can see like kind of she can kind of see because she lost her sight, but she's blind.
And she's awesome.
She's awesome. And she's like been asked that question, like, would you want to see again? She's like, no, I'm happy. Like I love my life. Granted, she has 1 million followers and she's probably getting like, 50 grand every time she posts a video, which that would probably make life pretty good for just about anyone.
I feel like I would need a dog, like a blind dog, and I'd also need a partner that like supports me and I can get like tons of snuggles from and just lots of like sensual stimulation. Like the girl I know that's blind, she like became a chef, like a blind chef. It was the first blind cooking show host. Like I think it'd be really cool to like explore your other senses, but I would need a lot of that support really close, like a dog and like a partner that can like snuggle the fuck out of me and make me feel like super safe, like where maybe I don't need those things now.
So no blind boyfriend?
No.
The girl on the YouTube channel has a blind boyfriend.
No shit.
Yeah.
I bet they have some great sensations together.
I'm sure they do. Probably ones we may never experience in this life. Katie, do you have a question for me or should I keep scooting along?
I don't have one yet.
All right. You just
when
one comes to mind. Question number 3, the Hamm Planet Podcast. Would you rathers?
Wait, I have one.
From Katie Mikles.
Okay. Would you rather live in a busy New York City and like a 250 square foot loft apartment for the rest of your life, or would you rather live out in a country bumpkin little town, 100 people? You are 4 hours from the closest metropolitan city, 4 hours from a Target or any organic groceries or workout classes. Which one would you choose?
Country bumpkin. For sure. Like New York hurts.
Yeah, it like hurts your spirit.
No, it hurts my back. Like when I'm walking around, I'm bumping into people and shit. I gotta walk like this.
You're good.
And it's just I'm not meant to live in the city.
Yeah, when I went to New York,
like New York,
I was so tripped out when I visited New York because I'm used to being in Oklahoma and Texas, where like you go into a club and you're a pretty girl and they let you in because you're a pretty girl. When I went to New York, I tried to get into a club and schmoozed the bouncer, and he literally looked at me like I was nothing and let these like tall models right in. And I was like, to be something in the city, you have to be like next level insanity. And I don't know, like I feel like I would choose country too, because I could have some horses and like a garden and just like I can find joy in nature for sure.
Oh yeah. I would like
country bumpkinning in like Colorado or something. That would be dope.
Or Texas. Like I would happily choose one of those. Like I'd be happy if that was my future. I mean, maybe not 100% ideal, but definitely not living in New York.
Okay, good answer.
Yeah, I'm claustrophobic, especially in New York. Question number 4 of the Hamm Planet Podcast, Would You Rathers, Katie, are you ready?
Yeah.
Would you rather fight a chicken to death every time you get into your car, or fight an orangutan to death once a year, but you have a sword?
Sure. The orangutan for sure. Because, gosh, that would be scary, but I would, that would be so many chickens. And if I only had to kill something once a year, that means I would have time to train. I would go in with a professional monkey killing trainer and invest a lot of funds into my sword fighting skills. And I would take that orangutan to the fucking ground. But a chicken every time, like, gosh, that's a lot to ask for my mental health. I feel like it would be a dream. Whereas like killing an orangutan once a year could be kind of like empowering.
I'd make
Yeah.
I'd make a Facebook event for it. I'd sell tickets.
Pete versus orangutan.
I'd do a live stream.
It's like the fight at Buffalo Wild Wings everyone goes to see.
Yeah.
The annual Pete versus orangutan fight. But how big? Orangutans,
yeah.
are they pretty big? Are those like big animals?
They're big.
Hopefully they would do it by size, like regular wrestling where you weigh in. So like I weigh in at like 120 and it would be like pair me with an orangutan. And versus you could maybe fight an orangutan that's in a higher weight class. Like
Yeah. You're 120. I'm 250.
seriously? You're more than double my weight. I
Yeah.
could still piggyback you though.
I would be impressed. I'm happy to try.
Next time I see you, piggyback.
I'm just gonna hop on your back immediately. Okay, next question. Katie, would you rather find $100 floating in a public porta potty?
At a music festival or at like a nice park where they clean it often?
It doesn't necessarily say, so it's up for interpretation. Or
Maybe a nice park.
$5 in your pocket.
Um,
I'm taking the shitty 100.
Gosh, I would take the shitty 100 too, because like there's a lot of solutions to like grab it with not your hand.
And if you're too
put it
prissy
into, like-
to not get the 100 and you're too high and mighty, fuck you.
It depends. So if it was at a festival, I might pick the 5.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe not fuck you. Maybe that's a little extreme, but
Yeah, don't
it's
be
an
a hater.
economical decision. I'm trying to put my daughter to college.
Would you send your daughter to Culver? Is that what you're gonna say?
Yeah.
You're gonna try to send her to Culver?
Well, I'm not going to try and send her. I'd love for her to go. So yes, I'm going to try and send her.
That's one of those things where I'm gonna need like God support. Like he supported me. I'm gonna be like, please come and clutch for my kid. Well, hopefully by then I'll have like a legacy built. But yeah.
I would say donate or join the Patreon, but we don't have one yet.
For what? To send our kids to Culver?
Yeah. or we could just have a Patreon to support Peter and Katie. We'll work out those details. We'll iron out those details. Katie, this is a good question for you. I feel like it's one kind of up my. It's a funny question. Katie,
Okay, ask it.
would you rather get a text from a one night stand, as a matter of fact, that says I'm pregnant, or
Oh my gosh.
that I have an incurable STD, which I guess is AIDS?
I would say pregnant, because I feel like that situation can be redeemed much easier than the latter.
Right. Nothing really good can come from getting AIDS.
Exactly.
Fortunately.
Like at least with a kid, it's like we can make the best of it. Like we can co-parent, like a little Scott and Courtney situation. I don't know if you follow the Kardashians, but
They got
it
one
could
of
be
those.
like that.
Yeah.
Oh, they just co-parent. They like get pregnant together to have kids and then do their own thing. So I feel like we could co-parent, but that just adds an extra element in. Like, okay, question for you. Do you and your baby mama, to just put it
Yeah,
bluntly,
baby mama.
would
She's
y'all
baby mama.
do you prioritize living? Would you prioritize living in the same city? Do you live in the same city?
No, we don't.
Where's she live?
We live 3 hours away.
That's still doable though.
Yeah.
It's very doable versus like.
Yeah, she
cross
lives in
country or something.
Killeen, Texas, which is between Waco and Austin.
But what's your answer to that question?
Oh, pregnant. Especially right now, I'd be like, "Oh, you're pregnant? Perfect. We're gonna raise it.
Come here, baby mama.
I don't want another baby mama. But yeah, one baby mom is enough.
Did she listen to your
next to my
podcast?
wife. I'm not quite sure. I know she's listened to a few.
Shout out to her for being the mother of your child and a badass bitch, because your child looks amazing.
Yes. Shout out to all the wonderful mothers out there who love their children and are great mothers. Scooting and booting right along. Katie, would you rather always have actually that one? Let's switch. Katie, would you rather be married to someone who is good looking, who doesn't think that you're attractive, or be married to someone ugly who thinks you're gorgeous?
Second, absolutely. Because I am way more attracted to someone that is smart than attractive. So I think that's already in my wheelhouse.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. That's
I'll take a nerd all day long. I will take a nerd all day long because you can build and conquer and have conversations.
Yeah.
And
you can get him rich. You can teach him how to conduct himself.
You can help them with their style.
Show them good fashion. Yeah.
Like there's so much opportunity there versus a hot guy that doesn't see any like attractiveness in you. I actually have been in a kind of a relationship like that, and it was so defeating. Like the other one is like uplifting, that, and the first one is super defeating.
Absolutely agree. Okay. Next question in the Hamm Planet Podcast. Would you rather, Miss Katie? We have a dark take, unfortunately, but it must be answered. Katie, would you rather find a dead body or witness a deadly assault?
I would rather find a dead body, for sure. That's way less scary and traumatizing. It's more just like, oh, what happened here? I'm going to call the cops and then I'm going to bounce.
Yeah, agreed. Don't want to do either, though, for the record.
So I lived in Denver, and there was a huge homeless population in Denver, to the point that it's seared into my mind. And there was a time when one of my coworkers found a dead body right outside of our building. Like that happens quite often in Denver because the homeless population is so thick. Yeah. So that's the end of that story.
No, I mean, you've got experience. Okay. Scooting and booting right along. Katie, would you rather lose all of your teeth or lose a day of your life every time you kiss someone?
Can I get veneers?
My mom's a dentist. 817-477-4441. Book your appointment today. Whitening, cleaning, just a checkup. Dr. Sandy Hamm has got you
veneers covered. Does she do veneers?
She does great veneers. Follow her at Dr. Sandy, spelled out DOCTOR_ Sandy with an I. Dr. Sandy.
Yeah, I would absolutely do that because first off, veneers are amazing if you get a good set. And second, kissing is one of the greatest joys in life. Like the connection. I don't want to live without that.
Yep.
What's your answer?
I mean, I'm doing the veneers route as well.
We made it such like a great situation. Okay. So say the question is you can't get veneers. Like, what's your answer? I guess I might go, oh no, I want to kiss. That would be really hard.
I'd lose all my teeth, but I'd use denture.
You would also be living in the country.
Yeah, I'll be
away from everyone.
How y'all doing?
That's good.
I don't want to lose my teeth.
I know, that's such a toughie. We'll just say we can get veneers, okay? That's it.
Veneers it is. Okay. What look at? Wow. Okay. Another deep, dark. Not too
Was
dark.
the last
though.
one dark? No, the body one was.
The
dead
body one was.
I was like, wait, okay, go.
Would you rather have sex with your cousin in secret or not have sex with your cousin, but everyone in the world thinks that you're having sex with your cousin?
The in secret one.
Everyone thinks it's happening.
No, I would do the one that's in secret.
Oh, the one that's in secret.
Because I mean, I feel like if it's one time and it's totally harmless versus, and you are like, oh, I hate this question, but you're safe and it's just one and done and that's all, and no one ever finds out, versus the whole world thinks you're having sex with your cousin, like that ruins your whole entire reputation.
Yeah. It's got to be tough to be viewed as like an incester. If that's the word.
Which would you prefer?
I do the secret.
I don't want to, but like, God dang.
Like, I don't want to, but it's a better option, because if everyone thinks you're an incester, no other girls probably want to talk to you.
Business deals, it said everyone in the world. So these are business deals. These are your friends, family, your mom, dad, your kids.
I don't want to do business with a guy who's fucking his cousin.
But they will be and not know it, which is fine.
Yeah, that
ignorance is bliss, eh? It is.
Yeah, ignorance is bliss. It's a quote for a reason. Okay, Katie, would you rather be able to change the future or the past just by imagining it?
My gut instinct is the past, just because there's very specific things that now, knowing what I know, I would want to do different, and I kind of like the mystery of the future. What about you?
Yeah. This is a very tough one, I must say, but I will say changing the past.
You think?
By just imagining it. The thing is, I wouldn't necessarily want to change the past, but
because of the lessons that you learn and stuff.
Yeah. But more importantly, though, I would want to not know what the future holds, because I feel like that's what makes us human.
Yeah. And I feel like the past, like there's certain things, like I'm super happy I have the lessons, but I would just absolutely love to go back and like not hurt certain people and not just carry myself in a different way that now I know. And I think it wouldn't hurt anyone if I changed it. I think it would just make things better. So
I agree.
But you never know. It's like that, like there's movies about this, or like one little change could throw off everything.
Butterfly effect, Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah.
Love that guy. He's
so insightful and open about it. It's cool.
He's awesome. Okay, Katie. Last one, best one. All right. You fired up?
Oh, it's the last one. I'm sad.
I know. We'll be hanging out again in a blink of an eye. Are you ready for the question, Katie?
Yeah, and I have some for you after. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll get ready too. Would you rather be 4 years old for your entire life, or be 90 years old your entire life?
Gosh. That one's hard. Okay, I always have to go with my gut telling me, and that's 90, just because I think there's some groovy 90-year-olds who are like living in Florida, living their best lives. And I don't know, I don't want to be 4. I feel like I want to have the capacity to make my own decisions and have relationship and memories.
So I'm going to say 4. Hattie my little girl, she's 4, and she's like, her life is a lot more exciting than a 90-year-old would be, I feel like.
Yeah,
But
90's super old.
yeah, it's a tough.
That's hard. It's toughie.
Depends if you're like a balling out 90-year-old who's in shape, who's got his shit together, or if you're kind of like holding on. I choose 4.
Okay, time for yours. Okay, would
Okay.
you rather be a super impactful person who was making major moves but made a big mistake that resulted in a huge scandal like the one that happened to Imran, where you like lose a lot of money and your life is kind of screwed up? Or would you rather be someone who just like sat on the couch but lived a content life but like didn't really do much?
I've got my answer, but just to clarify, who's Imran?
Enron, they're the company that like got into a huge financial scandal where like people were like embezzling and the whole company fell apart and like so many people were like arrested.
Shit. Without factoring in them, just because I don't know the exact scenario, I've got to go with be an impactful person who gets into the shit show. That'd make life more entertaining. What is life if it's not a little spicy? You know?
Yeah, that's true.
It
But I
gotta
would
be
say there's
fun.
also values. Like sometimes I'm super jealous of the people that are just like playing intramural sports, being content, just drinking
hate
brews. Maybe this is just my like imaginary vision of these people.
Part
but I
of me
swear
thinks
they
like, oh,
exist.
it's so nice what they're doing. Like, oh, that must be nice. But another part of me is like, God, that's shitty. That's just standard run of the mill, average. Gonna get married. Gonna have a shitty house in the suburbs. Gonna be arguing. Get a divorce at 38. I don't know. Midlife crisis car ruins the family.
Didn't tell your wife.
Didn't tell your wife. Just showed up at home. She's cheating on you. I don't know. Sorry, that was a little
Okay.
extensive, but
Would
that'd be
you
my
rather?
answer.
I have another one. Would you rather be a member of the Insane Clown Posse, which is just like scary music, like it's super intense,
I know those.
or would you rather be like a super nerd that like you have like one friend and that's all you ever have, you never get married, but you're super nerd, so you are making some technological advances in the world, but as an Insane Clown Posse member you're out there getting on stage, but it's some scary music and it's some scary vibes, so take it
Yeah.
back. I don't even know where these come from in my brain.
I'll go nerd. This is dedicated to the legendary Culver Academy's class of 2013.
Yes.
I hope Katie and I show each and every one of you that Culver is family. Simple as that.
Yes. Oh
And
gosh, yes.
there's nothing more special than reconnecting. We've actually made history, Guinness record, world history, ladies and gents, by having the longest Hamm Planet podcast. And we're fired up for
And we
it.
could go for hours more. But we're trying to be respectful.
Yeah. We could keep going. No doubt about that. But the show will go on and the show must go on. And Katie will absolutely be on the podcast very soon. So that being said, ladies and gents, as I always say, remember, you can never overdose on the good vibes. Adios and peace out.
Goodbye.